Hello, I made it. I'm here. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Candy Michael from Powell, Ohio. And I normally do my Facebook Lives at 4:11, so you guys get the 411 on some Stampin' Fun. But today I went a little later, so thanks for tuning in. I really am excited that you're here. So I am going to show you a really cute card made with the Peaceful Deer stamp set, and it actually has a punch as well. So Stampin' Up made this very, very cute combination bundle that you can get from our mini catalog. Right now is our celebration time, and for every $50 in orders before tax and shipping, you can get a free celebration item. So we also have a beautiful pack of paper that goes very nicely with this bundle. And it's free for every $50 purchase. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Ida, you're here too. It's free for every $50 purchase before tax and shipping. But I have a pack of the paper here. And if you haven't seen it yet, wow, is it pretty? I'll just show you very quickly. So you get 12 of these designer papers, and they are double-sided, and I will flip them over in a second. So I have 6 sheets here that I'm going to try to fumble through and make it work. But, oh my goodness. So this cute little plaid deer is one of them, and it does line up with the punch. I'll show you that. And then you have your reverse side. This is like really cute. You know, I like this just for any kind of a guy card too. Sometimes we don't want it to be, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. And we don't have any flowers or anything on it. But again, this is our a holiday pack, and it's just gorgeous. So the greens have a green on the back. The reds have a red on the back. And the Sahara Sand, ooh, I love this one. The Sahara Sand has both some of the red and the Sahara Sand in it. So it's very, very cute paper. You can do a lot with this pack. So tonight I'm going to show you a very cute card, and it's actually, I always say it's pretty simple, but it really is. And so this idea came from a card that my darling friend Mindy Gray gave me a couple of years ago when we had another stamp set. So I'm going to show you that card because it's an old one. It's an old design, but you can take old designs and make new cards with some of the new products, right? Hello, Nancy Francis. Thanks for watching. So this was the card that inspired me from my darling friend Mindy, and it has this really cute fold and super simple. The back is just a quarter sheet of cardstock, and you can put a gift card or money. Either one always works, right? So this is what I'm basing this off of today. So I made this card using the designer series paper, very little stamping on here because I was able to line up the deer and punch them out. And you'll notice that they are going in 2 different directions. So I'll give you a tip on how I did one of them. And then we have our double oval punch that I am using. And I know there's probably a shadow on there, but let's see. But anyway, it works really well. So I'll be using that as well. And I made this one as just a regular card with no pocket in it. Of course, you can make it with the pocket. And when I show you the card, because I'm going to recreate this, and when I show you, I am going to make the other one with a pocket. But I just thought this is such a fun card, and I know we're all getting ready and thinking holidays, but gosh, what a great birthday card it would make as well. Because this could be a guy's birthday card. It could be a girl's birthday card. You could even put a little bow on there if you wanted to dress it up a little bit, but I kept it pretty simple. But again, this designer paper that's free with Celebration, it's a must-have. Definitely a must-have. All right, let me show you what I have here. So my website is candystampers.com, and I I have somebody helping me get that going. So take a look at it, you guys. Go in there and make some comments and let me know what you think. My host code for August is right here. So if you need to order anything, I'm working on a goal for the end of September. I'm working towards earning the trip, and I'm not that far away, and I think I can do it. So if you want to place an order and help me out, here's a host code. You don't even need the host code. You can just go in and place the order. And you can find my my Stampin' Up website actually through my website, but it's candymichael.stampinup.net. But you can go through candystampers.com and you can find me. All right, enough talking. Let's get stamping. So on this card that I made, and I'll leave it right here off to the side. I didn't really use my bone folder very well. There we go. Now it's going to lay flat. That's much better. So with this card, the very background is a single piece of quarter sheet of cardstock. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then the next size piece, hi Tess, the next size piece is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So it's a 1/4 inch shorter. So this is simply going to layer. I used our brand new bark embossing folder, and it's a very deep, we call it a 3D embossing folder. And if you haven't worked with any of our embossing folders, they are so nice. It gives a really, really deep impression. The ones that are the 3D gives a really nice 3D impression. So every time I use them, I just kind of go, oh, I love them. I love how they make everything kind of pop out. So this is supposed to be a tree bark, and I thought, well, that works very nicely. And really, you could use either side. One side looks like it's popped up a little more. I think we'll leave that part on top. So I'm simply going to just glue this on, and today I'll be using a couple different adhesives. This one is the multi-liquid glue, and the Tombow one that we sell, and I love this glue. If you're new to watching me, you'll hear me talk about the green glue because it has a green lid. And so for some reason, everybody started calling it the green glue, and it just kind of stuck. And for some of you that don't realize this, there's 2 sides on this. It actually has a double side. So if you like to put your glue down and then kind of pull it so it's not puddled, this works really great for that side. This side is nice even for just getting in the corners or doing small projects. You know, like die cuts that maybe you don't need a lot of glue on it. It's my go-to glue, and I'm constantly going through it like crazy. And that means that's a good thing because that means I'm really using it and I'm stamping. Okay, so that's the very basic of this part. Super easy, you guys. So next what we need to do is we need to build this long piece here. And like I said, Mindy, if you're watching, thank you, because I kept that card because I loved the design of it. And so that's what I'm using tonight. So when I used my ruler, you're going to realize that it's longer than 12 inches. So what she did here, and what I'm going to do is explain to you, but right here you can see where I've pieced it together. Do I have it under the camera? Let me look. Yeah, right there. You can see where I've pieced it together. So let me show you what I mean. We cut a piece of real red cardstock, and this is cut at 9.5 inches. Goes this way, 9.5 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And it's simply going to get scored at 1 inch and then at 5 1/4 inches. So when it folds, it's going to fold up and it's going to be just like that, and it'll be even there. Super, makes sense, super easy. I love using the bone folder to get that to lay down. There we go. Okay, so the next piece that we're cutting is going to lay right on top here. So this is the only portion that I need to glue. Right here is the only little portion that has to have glue. So you can use the our tearable tape, and many of you know I love it because it is terrible. You just pull and tear. And it's a good tearable tape because it really, really works wonderfully. But you can use any kind of glue that you're comfortable with. When I use this glue, I stay away from the very, very edges. So I always exaggerate and come inward like this, because you do not want to have so much glue that it's going to squish out and then put glue on the rest of your project. So you want to be careful with it, but you can also, like I said, use the tape. The Terrible tape works just as well, or whatever adhesives you like. Our Stampin' Seal is awesome as well. I like using this glue because I have a little bit of moving factor. It'll let me slide it into place if I actually have it crooked. So that's normally why I use this glue. All right, so now what we've done is we've just built that extension. See, so now it's a much longer piece. Super, super simple. So let's go ahead and take this and glue it on, which I want to make sure that this is the side that's getting glued down. And I am going to put that right in the center. And that looks pretty centered. Hi, Cheryl. Oh my goodness. And Teresa. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me. Get some popcorn, guys. It's a little movie. I always wanted to be in the movies. Okay, being a California girl, you know. All right, so next what we're going to do is, now this is all glued down, so we have our little pull-out piece here. So I used, again, the designer series paper, the Peaceful Deer, I believe it's called. If not, I'll just make it up. And you know it goes along with the deer set. On the front, or in this pack of designer paper, it does have the color of the Sahara sand. So that's going to be my next layer. And if you're writing this down, this is a 4 by 3 inch piece, in case you're taking notes. If you are ambitious and are going to make your own card, this is the cutest one you can do. And again, you guys, any theme you can do. Birthdays, you can do just about anything you can think of. You can even do a fun graduation one. The sky is the limit. Is that straight? I think so. Okay. So this paper I thought was perfect for our little deer. And we're just going to put a little bit on here. So this designer piece of paper, designer series paper, is 3 3/4 inches long by 2 3/4 inches tall. And this is going to layer right on top. Super easy cuts. I love, and many of you will love, that I did not use any 8ths in my cuts, because I know a lot of people go, oh, why do you use 8ths? They're harder to work with. So I kept it very simple with this one. So look how cute. Very easy. Now it's going to just pop open. Again, on this card, I made it so that it was a regular card you can sign. And of course, you can always throw money in there if you want, or a gift card. But for this one, I just made it a card. But on the one I'm creating, I'm going to actually make it a pocket inside. And then we'll go back and we'll finish the front here. So on the pocket, I cut this at 4 inches by 1 3/4. And then I just die cut out a little notch so you can tell that it is for your money or your gift card. I am going to use the Terrible tape on this because I really want to make sure this isn't going to go anywhere. So even if your tape is hanging over, so I sometimes have hangovers with my tape, not drinking. So if you have a tape hangover, this is an easy thing to do. And I'm going to put it right on there in case it gets on my paper. But you can use your pick a tool, your piercing side, and just lift off that paper. And once you lift off that paper, you can take your hangover and just fold it back in. See? So you don't waste anything. You don't have to cut it off or anything. Just use it. All right, let me finish putting the tape on. And get this going here. Come on, tape. There we go. So I just kind of eyeball it and say, yep, that looks about right. Put it on over the top. bring that across, and then I can do my last little piece. So let's see if I can get that. And mostly you want to worry about the top where it's got that good piece on there. Don't go on there crooked. Yes, there we go. So again, easy to pull it off with your little pick a tool here. Peel that off, and then we'll go for the last side here. Sometimes it's fun to have just little extra tips. It helps. Sometimes we forget that we already learned that tip, and then we go, oh my gosh, I forgot all about that, and I haven't used it for a long time. So our little pocket is going to just come inside at the bottom, and it's meant to be, have the border. It's meant to have your little border here. So it's going to fit right on there. And now you can use it. This is a gift card. It'll just slip right in. Made a little pocket. Money fits in there nicely, and even checks. So, hey, when you're sending that to the grandkids or the family members, don't forget, you can always throw gift card, money. They're going to love any of it. All right, let's move on to designing with our little deer. So I took this sheet of the designer series paper. Again, this one, I got this whole pack of 12 by 12 free because it's celebration time. And as soon as you place that $50 order before tax and shipping, you can get this pack of paper free too and make some gorgeous cards with it. So what I did was I just chopped off a chunk and I wanted to run it through my punch. Well, if you look at the shape of the deer when you go to punch it, this guy is facing the wrong way, but we have this one that's facing the correct way. So I cut this one out, and I cut this one out by hand, just cut a big piece. Here, I'll show you. I'm trying to explain it, and I have it done right here. So I have this little guy cut that I'm going to run through the punch. And then I have this one. So you'll see they're different directions. These are directional deer. and I am going to show you how you can punch them both out. So this guy is going to fit right in here. And here's another little tip. Because I'm going to really struggle with it being too short, if you get a Post-it note, and I have like one big Post-it note that I just cut into a bunch of strips. This is a Post-it note extension. It's the best tip ever. You're going to just put this right inside and move it around so that it's exactly where you want it. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to line it up. And on this paper with this punch, you are going to have a little bit of the white outline, which I think is really, really cute. I think it works great. Now, this punch also has some antlers. So if you need antlers, you can punch out a bigger piece. I have a couple that are punched out from before, so I have a nice little stack going here. Okay, so this is now trash, but isn't that cute? So I have one of my 2 deer punched out. That one's going to go there. But now I have kind of the dilemma of it's not in the right orientation. See, like he's... Oops, is there something stuck in there? Oh, yeah, I have something on the back here, no wonder. But he's not going to fit in there. So what I did was I took a piece of my scrap paper and I punched out of white, I punched out just a plain deer. And what I did with this was I held my paper to the light, and then on the back, I matched up the deer. Oops, look, I messed up his leg. But I matched up... trying to shove it in the punch. I matched up the deer just holding it up to the light. And I'd like to show you on camera, but I can't really do that right now because my light's over there. But anyway, and then I just put it on. But the way, let me show you how I did all this. Because the way I put it on is another really cool tip with this glue that I'm using. So this glue it's like this magical glue, I think. But if you put some glue, and I do like using this side, if you put some glue in, I don't need that much, but if you put this glue on here and let it dry, it will be removable. So it almost becomes like how they make the Post-it notes. So this glue will go on. I set it off to dry. And then when I use it on my card here, see, it'll just pop right off. So it'll glue back down, but pop off. And I needed it to not be permanent because I don't want it stuck on there. So I'm going to take this back to my light, and having my paper backwards like this, I'm trying to see this image, and I'm just going to hold it up to the light and kind of hope that it lines up. You can turn it around and see. I had it perfect, but it'll be fine. It'll be good enough, and you guys will get to understand what I'm trying to show you. So let's just cross your fingers. I am actually crossing my fingers, and I'm going to cross my eyes because I just have to make sure it's going to line up, and it might not. But I can see where he's off just a smidge. Come on, dude. You have to cooperate. Oh, yay. I think that looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it through here with the white side up. And I have to be careful because I kind of smashed it earlier, and I want to make sure I can get it in there. Look. So now it just lines up perfectly. It's not even going to move because it's just sitting there. So when I punch this out, check this little tip out. Once I do that, flip it over, I have my deer. Now, it kind of didn't line up all the way, but we're going to use it because you get the idea. If you play with it, you'll have plenty of time to do it. So you just peel this off because you don't really need it, but you can keep it because it will be another good template if I want to punch more of those deer. And see what I mean? You have all sorts of extra pieces if you want them. So I'm going to use it. It's not perfect, but you guys get the idea. The other one, here, I'll show you this one. See how nicely it came out? Hey, that's what happens when you're live. So anyways, this will dry and it'll be very just tacky, and it's sticky. It's just tacky, and now it'll come off and on. So there's a great tip if you need little like masks or things like that with all the different stamping techniques that are out there. So keep that in mind. All right. I am going to just put these here for a second. Next, what I want to do is just stamp and punch out my label, and then we can glue this down. So I have scraps from when I was cutting, and it's just my real red. So I'm going to punch the 2 ovals out of here. My real red oval. And then I suggest that you do your stamping before you do your punching, but I don't always do as I say. But I will today just because it is easier. But you can punch your smaller oval. It's just harder to line it up. So let's do it the way that I'm going to show you. That will be a lot easier. So with this, you're going to simply just tap it into the ink. And this says, sending love and peace this season. And we just literally want to barely tap it in. If you smash it, you're going to have ink everywhere. So it's just a light little tap, holding onto it and giving it some pressure. Take the pressure off of you and put it on your stamp. All right, let's feed this through and see if I hit it right. Oh, I got pretty lucky on that. I got really lucky. This doesn't happen all the time. You guys take a picture. Now, if you don't want to waste that other piece, then just, you can cut that off and use the Post-it note technique. Simple. Love this. All right, now we're just going to glue this together. I'll use the flat side on here. So I normally squeeze a little bit, get some of the glue to come out, and then just put it down and pull. So if any of you are like my age, you would remember using paste a few years back when we were in school. And that was the shape of the bottle. It had that little flat side to it. Is that straight? Well, I think it's straight. I'm questioning myself. And this glue, usually when you put it down, you'll have a minute or so to move it around, but looks fine to me. Hey, what do you think, you guys? Make some comments. Tell me what you think about this cute card. Let's see. I have Nancy and Donna and Deb. Deb's here too. Yay. Donna's here. Thanks, guys, for joining in. All right, let's glue this all together. So I have my little deer. And because it's designer paper, you can pop it up with your dimensionals. And you also could just punch out a piece out of cardstock, like that one I just did. You could actually punch out two and glue them together if you want them thicker, that you could put dimensionals on it so they don't get bent at all. So that's a good little tip as well. And then you can use that one mask if you want to do the same on the other one. So some people like to have the more strength than just designer paper on it. Give it a little strength to hold on to. That's way too much glue. And then a dot right about there. We'll flip this over. And here's our prancing deer that's very happy to see you. And here's my deer that's kind of off-centered with my punch, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's all just to show you the idea. Okay? Yeah. All right, here we're going to put this little guy here. Oh, yes. So I ended up gluing them down flat, and then I'm going to use our dimensionals and pop up the oval piece because I wanted something to have a little more height on it. And like I said, I didn't really want to punch and pop up the deer. So look at how cute. This is just a fun, simple card. This would be a really easy to do in an assembly line card. So the two fronts are the same. This card has our little pocket inside, and then this one has a full sheet inside. So you would just cut two of your Sahara Sand pieces, which I really like this. And again, this was the backward deer that I did. So I had a couple of them that came out pretty good, just not the one I want to show you tonight on the live. But you get the idea. So what do you think? Do you love this? I just love this whole idea of this card. Sometimes that's all it takes. I know last week when I showed that fun fold, I ended up making a bunch of cards this week with that fun fold, just using a ton of different stamps. So I did make one other card tonight that I wanted to show you to just give you another idea that, you know, besides the deer, we have some other really fun things. So this is our little, oh, what are you guys called? Candy, I can't believe you forgot. Little stockings, I think it's called. But hold one moment, please. I have a book in front of me. It's on page 31 of our mini catalog. Sweet Stockings. I was close. Oh, see, the name of the stamp set is called Sweet Little Stockings, and that's the bundle name too. But it has the cutest designer series paper, and it has a cute dog, cat, and a little, we're thinking it maybe a hamster. What do you guys think that little animal is here in the middle? Right there. I don't know. I think it's a hamster. So we made these other cute cards, and it gave me the same idea for this little guy, but I just used some blends to color them in, and it says Santa Paws is coming to town. This is done with Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler, and then I didn't stamp anything on the inside. But you can make it a pocket, you can stamp, you can do whatever you want. Even a little strip of the designer paper here would have been really cute. But it was just another one that I had wanted to put together to show you. These are all stamped, colored, and die cut out. And again, our little cute little hamster dude is just hanging out there. So that's my live for today. Let me show you one more time the original card that that Mindy had made, just so you can see what that one. These were some old stamps that are retired. And so this was what gave me my inspiration from, it was a couple years ago, and I still have it because I love these fun folding cards. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you need a holiday catalog or a celebration booklet or even our current catalog, just send me a message in the live here, and I am happy to or private message me, and I can get your address and I'd be happy to send it to you. So grab your catalogs, and if you need to order anything, again, candystampers.com. You can go to my Stampin' Up website and place an order and help me reach that goal. I'm so close, and I have till the end of September, so woohoo. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week on my at 411 for some Stampin' Fun. Oh, that didn't rhyme. Well, you get the idea. See you next week. Have a good day. Bye.